What's up with it? You watching the Big Bomber TV. Yeah, we about to check out this video from the YouTube channel Fame. And the title is Gene Deal dropped bombshell on how Tupac escaped Diddy. Yeah, man, that's a fool with it, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. They say Tupac was dropping some bombs on Diddy in that Angie Martinez interview. That's the reason why Diddy had blocked it. Yeah, man, it's even rumors out there that Diddy had tried Pac in like some weird kind of way or something. And allegedly he aired Diddy out in that interview. But yeah, man, it definitely seemed like Diddy had some weird obsession with Pac. You know what I mean? He started wearing the Versace and everything. He started dating all the women Pac was dating. Yeah, man, Diddy definitely was on some kind of weird old time, man, for real though. Yeah, to be messing with females just because they mess with some other dude, man, that's real weird, man, for real though. Definitely seemed like he was going for the leftovers, man. Ain't gonna lie, I think Puff was trying to keep Pac away from Big though, man, so he can play him on that contract too. I wouldn't say Pac was like the most knowledgeable person with contracts, but I think he could have pointed out certain things that wasn't right in Big contract if him and Pac was still cool, you know what I mean? But yeah, man, I haven't checked out the video. Don't completely know what they talking about, but let's check it out and see what they talking about.
Everybody knew that Puff took Tupac blueprint and changed Biggs and Bad Boy in.
So we knew something was going on. We just started following them.
Right. Two young paramedics
I was driving.
were working nearby.
I had been a medic for roughly 5 years.
I was 20.
Tupac Shakur's story has never stopped haunting the world. And now, shocking new claims suggest he may have pulled off the greatest escape in music history. From whispers of body doubles to secret exile in Cuba, the rumors refuse to perish. And with Diddy's empire crumbling under scandal, the timing couldn't be more explosive. The downfall of Sean Diddy Combs feels like something straight out of a movie. Only this time, reality is proving stranger than fiction. What once looked like an untouchable empire built on glamour, bravado, and billion-dollar branding is now crumbling under the weight of federal indictments and explosive court filings that read more like crime thrillers than legal documents.
The other one as well. Where do you stand with what happened with Tupac? Do you think Biggie was a part of it? You think Puff was a part of it?
I never heard Puff say anything about doing anything to Big. I mean, Tupac or Suge.
Right.
I've heard people around Puff say things about that, but I never came back downstairs. He was heated. He said, "Yo, Gene, I got 126 employees, and these people depend on me for their livelihoods. If these white folks thought or they would think that I had anything to do with any kind of, they wasn't going to, and they not going to with me." He said, I'm a businessman. I'm about making money, but something got to change. I don't give a if Pac got to die, Big got to die, or Suge Knight go to jail. Something's got to change. And he took upstairs, he turned around and walked back upstairs. And it didn't dawn on me what he said. And then my man looked at me and Bun was like, "Yo, that dead Big."
And as shocking as
Man, that's crazy. So even though he probably was doing like shady stuff on the low, like he definitely had to keep his image clean for them sponsors and everything. You know what I mean? When it come down to like the Black Rob situation, man, Black Rob had went down and then was wondering why Diddy ain't like helping him out. Yeah, man, with Diddy trying to be a mogul and all that, I think he had to try to keep his image clean, you know what I mean? To keep them sponsors and everything. Yeah, man, I think him disconnected with Black Rob wasn't even personal. I think it probably was just business and protecting his image, you know what I mean?
as it sounds, whispers suggest he may not have just been a flashy mogul, but the mastermind tied to one of the darkest mysteries in hip-hop history, the night Tupac Shakur's reign ended in Las Vegas. Prosecutors allege racketeering, exploitation rings, and secret tapes that could put him behind bars for life. His name has reportedly surfaced nearly 50 times in sealed police transcripts connected to that fateful ambush. And while Diddy pleads innocence in a New York courtroom, one thing is clear: former allies are finally breaking their silence.
Suge in the back of the House of Blues, Tupac was alive at the time. Tupac was in a white drop top Rolls Royce, Suge was in a red one. We rose up to Pac. Puff tried to speak to Pac. He like, "Yo, what up, Pac?" Pac looked at him and turned his head. Didn't say nothing to him, got right back on his phone. Red said, yo, F him, speak to Suge. Suge is the boss. Puff said something to Suge, he said, yo, what up, Suge? He said, what's up? He said, yo, you think we got any problems out here? Suge said, I don't know no problems that y'all have. You think we good out here? He said, you should be. Suge just, I don't know any problems you got, bro.
One insider didn't hold back.
Yeah, that's crazy because Suge and Puff was real friends, man. It's all kind of pictures with Puff and Suge connecting, you know what I mean? Puff and Suge had a relationship before Tupac even came in the picture. Yeah, some will even say that the Tupac and Big beef was really Puff and Suge beef. And we know how serious they beef got once they took out Suge's best friend, you know what I mean?
Back, insisting that the truth is being kept under wraps to protect powerful brands. They claim those who may have been involved in Diddy's so-called sessions want to bury their secrets because if it ever reached the public, it could destroy their entire image. That's where Gene Deal, Diddy's former bodyguard, comes into the picture. Unlike most, Deal was there on the inside, riding in armored SUVs and watching from the penthouse suites. And now he's dropped a revelation so staggering that it makes Diddy's current charges look like just one piece of a much bigger puzzle. According to Deal, Tupac Shakur wasn't the naive hothead the media made him out to be. He was playing a deeper game. Tupac knew a setup was coming. He understood that the bounty on his head had skyrocketed, and instead of waiting to be cornered, he staged his own exit. Deal claims the rapper didn't just embrace his Machiavelli persona for music, it was a survival strategy. By deceiving his would-be executioners, he vanished from American soil and built a new life abroad under a different name. And here's the part that flips the entire story on its head. Even Diddy himself, the man who supposedly orchestrated the hit, was fooled.
He was knocking down all the women that he thought Pac was knocking down.
Man,
and what I mean is having. Why would you want to have with women you know for sure a dude that was once cool with you was different?
The hints were always there.
Man.
Fans obsessed over the Machiavelli album with its eerie subtitle, The 7-Day Theory, and the cryptic line, Exit Tupac, Enter Machiavelli. Some even noticed that rearranging Machiavelli spells, Am Alive. For years, these were brushed off as morbid Easter eggs from a young man obsessed with passing. But what if they were instructions? A code from an artist who studied Machiavelli's lessons on deception and survival. If Gene Deal is right, the album wasn't a requiem, it was a plan. Then there are these strange inconsistencies in the records. The coroner listed Tupac at 6 feet and 215 pounds, but friends knew him as 5'10 and 168. The autopsy photo, with its blurred tattoos and odd angles, never convinced the public. When someone asked if this could all connect to the strange events surrounding Wendy Williams, the answer was simple: of course. Everything circles back to Gene Deal's shocking claim that Tupac wasn't blindsided that night. He saw the betrayal coming. He knew the price of staying independent in an industry where moguls pulled strings as both kingmakers and enforcers. Instead of bowing down, and with millions on his head, he flipped the script. He turned Machiavelli into more than a name. It became his blueprint for survival. Deal suggests Tupac may have built a secret life in exile, waiting for the perfect moment to return and expose the man who thought they ended him. The cracks in the story appeared early. Rumors swirled about a body double swapped into Tupac's hospital bed to stage the final act. The coroner's report didn't match, and the rushed cremation was seen as the smoking fire alarm. To some, the chaos outside the hospital wasn't panic at all. It was choreography. By the time Suge Knight walked out with bandages and shock, Tupac was already headed to a hidden runway, disappearing into the Caribbean night.
I ain't gonna lie, man. Death Row definitely was using body doubles for a lot of stuff, man. You know what I mean? Maybe Pac got the idea from them. Who knows? Clifton Powell said he was actually George Clinton in the Cali Love video. It's another track with Aaron Hall, and they said that wasn't even the real Aaron Hall. So Death Row definitely was to the body doubles and all that. But yeah, if Pac faked this death or not, I will say one thing. I think that theory just helped Pac stay relevant like for years and years and years. You know what I mean? Like we talking about it right now, man. You know what I mean? Definitely kept Pac relevant, for real.
Puff and Pac was cool at one time. We know this. Mopreme said that they was going to sign the Bad Boy.
And now, as Diddy sits under federal charges for exploitation and coercion, the irony is glaring. He might believe he orchestrated the perfect crime in 1996, but if Tupac is alive, it means Diddy's victory was nothing but a hollow illusion. One critic cut to the bone, describing Diddy as someone with no class, no kindness, and no heart. Just a depraved man whose world is rotten to the core. They said once this trial is over, they want to hear nothing more about him. Behind all the swirling theories, one thread keeps resurfacing: the Black Panthers. Tupac wasn't just a rapper caught in music industry wars. He was born into a family rooted in activism and rebellion. His mother, Afeni Shakur, was a Panther. His godfather was a militant organizer who spent decades clashing with federal agencies. With roots that deep, it's not far-fetched to imagine there was already a safety net waiting for him when Los Angeles became too dangerous. Some insiders even claimed the Vegas hit incident wasn't chaos at all. It was the signal for a carefully planned extraction, carried out by people who knew how to move in the shadows. And honestly, if any group had the means, discipline, and motivation to sneak him out right under the government's nose, it would have been them.
I ain't gonna lie, man. I will say Tupac family was watched. You know what I mean? I think Pac could have possibly been getting watched since he was like a kid. You know what I mean? I think it's a possibility he could be protecting his kids or something. Yeah, man. His auntie definitely been in Cuba for years and years. They never gave her up. So yeah, it wouldn't be too surprising if Pac really is in Cuba or something. You know what I mean?
What better act of resistance than protecting the voice of the most outspoken rapper of his generation? The theory gains more weight when you remember his aunt, Assata Shakur. She's still one of the most wanted women in America after escaping prison and resurfacing in Cuba. Niece claimed the whole operation wasn't some last-minute stunt. It was sanctioned. He said Fidel Castro himself signed off on it, with strict conditions for exile: stay quiet, never admit he was alive, and avoid any exposure that could pull Cuba into an international scandal. Adding to the conspiracies, one chilling comparison often gets made, just like Jeffrey Epstein. As one commentator put it, Epstein had films and tapes on powerful political figures, entertainers, and businessmen. And then they asked the question everybody knows: do you really believe Epstein ended his own life? Of course not. The parallel suggests that when the stakes are that high, the truth rarely plays out in plain sight. But here's where the story takes a darker turn. Just when Michael Niece promised to drop hard proof, news broke that he was gone. Fans who followed his interviews didn't see it as a coincidence. Was it failing health, bad luck, or was he silenced to keep the truth about Tupac's survival buried forever?
Yeah, man, that's a fool with it, man. Yeah, long live Tupac, man, for real though, man. Yeah, man, I hope he alive or something, you know what I mean? And yeah, man, the theory continues, man, for real though. I think Pac was about to air Diddy out with that Angie Martinez interview, man, for real. Yeah, man, I think a lot of people still want to hear what Pac had to say in that interview, man. I ain't gonna lie, man, it might be a big puzzle piece, man, for real though. But yeah, man, let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. Y'all think Pac's still alive, man? Let me know, you know what I mean? But yeah, man, thanks for watching, thanks for supporting it. Till the next time, all right.